What the hell is this? This is all messed up. What's going on, man? What is happening? Whoa. Whoa. Hold on. Your boy got something going wrong here, but I actually think it's something done right. Oh. What is this? What is this? Oh, we call that a commercial spot. Look at this. Here we go. Look. Choo.
Have you been searching for that next level upgrade? Ready to invest into something that is in it for the long haul? Well, look no further than the composited innovations provided by Prime. These customly crafted pieces are handmade by former Jason Johnson Racing car chief and Prime owner-operator Clyde Cadet. Prime Composite Innovations is located centrally in Missouri and is looking to provide that big-time performance at a fraction of that big-time price. For additional information, visit prime-composites.com today to see what they have to offer, as well as their stable of current full-time drivers that trust Prime with their ride. For the future of innovations, with the properly composited type, you can depend, move forward, and rely on Prime.
Now, before you adjust your sets, ladies and gentlemen, we got something here set for you. Okay, now obviously the camera's a little different. We got the ocean in the background, not a bar, even though we got us a little tin cup over here. And not a bar in the background. We are bright, we are light. The skin does stand out from the white wall behind us. It's not as dark. I would love dark, but it's not as dark. But we do have something called an upgrade. And I'm not talking about going back to a situation that is worse. I'm talking about moving forward to something that is bigger and better than you could have ever imagined. And what am I talking about? Look, if you don't have your camera, if you're just listening, or if you don't have your phone, if you're just listening to this, you might want to pull up your camera real quick. We got something to show you. Hold on. Look at this. Hold on. You know, we're trying to make things a little bit bigger and better here at the Chaz. We've been working. I know we ain't had our show here recently, but we got something. We got some skills to show y'all real quick. Hold on, let me show you something. Look at this. Look, you know, when you're trying to be professional in the world, you always need a partner. You need somebody hardcore on your side. And once again, I'm from the ghettos of East Dallas, Texas. And when I grew up and I had somebody who was hardcore on my side all the time and I could depend on him, I called him my ticker. And we got us a little ticker. Look at that. Look. Oh, my. Go next level. When we go next level, we have to add a box. Not to put you in, but a box of where the boundaries are located. Where the boundaries are. There's our box, ladies and gentlemen. Our little box down there with the dirt road. But see, the issue here with the Chaz and boxes is that all boxes are meant to be busted wide ass open on the top side of the speedway near the wall up on the fence going to the front shooting style. And you can't have a box without breaking it. Bam! Oh, my God. There it is. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, the new look. It looks so beautiful. Oh, my God. Am I on ESPN right now? I know people were calling me the Pat McAfee, the Alex Jones, the Stephen A. Smith of this dirt track racing world, but we're pretty damn close now, ain't we? We're pretty damn close. We just busted the box open. Where'd the box go? We don't even know. The box was there. This is where we're trying to put you. Bam! Busted it through with the Chaz. the new looks, the dates, and more. Like and subscribe for the shows to come. Monday, Wednesday, Friday callers, topics. Pre-game times may vary. You never know. Tonight we're supposed to go live at 9. I was dealing with all kind of hood rat shit. We're here at 9:30 live, though. I mean, we're 10 minutes into it, so 9:20. I'm a little bit late. Once again, my ticker. But what I'm saying, we're here, and we just busted through the box. But in media, if you want to make it big, no matter how many boxes you bust through, they will try to put you in one, and bam. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. They put the Chaz in a box. Even though he busted through, they found a way to put his ass in a box. And I'm surrounded by a cage. I ain't even getting to race a car on the track, and I'm still in a box. Unbelievable. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's the new look for the channel here. Channel. And I like it. I like it a lot. It is different. It's got the scrolling, like I said. It's got the name up there. But this isn't where it ends. This is just where it begins, ladies and gentlemen, because today's show is going to be very intricate. We're going to be talking about breaking sprint car driver news that no one's talked about. I looked at Dirt Tracker. I looked at Jeremy Elliott. I looked at all of them. We have the hot rumor, we'll call it a hot rumor, of a driver who is, in my opinion, going to dominate the sprint car scene. When this shit goes down, when this gets announced, when this becomes official, where this driver's going, it's bad news for the competition, man. Y'all ain't gonna. I don't know how y'all gonna deal with this in 2025. I think he's gonna embarrass y'all personally. That's what I think is gonna happen. But our first topic on the show today. I can't believe it's happening. Once again, the show continues to grow. This is just the beginning. This is not the end. We got to start with our first topic of the day, and that's where we kind of left off, all mad and upset Saturday after Gateway, late into the night. We got to bring it up. Oh, my God. I can't believe this is actually a topic, ladies and gentlemen, but it has to be. It has to be because I've been having a lot of thoughts on this, had a lot of messages, a lot of exchanges. Gateway Dirt Nationals accepting the relatives for who they are. Garbage or recycling. And see, I've been relating a lot of these antics that we see at the Gateway Dirt Nationals as kind of trashy. Jerry Springer, stuff like that. Garbage, technically. Garbage for the representation of dirt track racing. But my question now is this show, this thing that is being put on every year that garnishes more attention than most every other sporting event we have, they were on SportsCenter. That's where the little screenshot is from. They're on SportsCenter. This is representing dirt track racing to the world. This Gateway Dirt. It's the closest thing we got that is being pushed to the world around us. Not FS1 and flow racing and dirt, because the world doesn't really... FS1's kind of the right-wing platform. They see Fox and half the world runs away. That's what happens. So ESPN's... It's owned by Disney, This is all the nice things of the world. This is where everybody goes. ESPN has this pedigree foundation. FS1's kind of relatively new in comparison to ESPN. Is it garbage or is it recycling? That is the question on the screen. Accepting the relatives for who they are. The relatives, what could that mean? Well, this is kind of what I meant when I typed this up because obviously everything you see in front of you has been built by moi. So I put this in here for myself to think and ponder and respond to. We are in the Gateway Dirt Nationals is a part of, I hate to say this, they are a part of the dirt track racing family. Okay? Now, they are a part of the dirt track racing family that is their actions, their way of life, their very garbage-like antics are receiving more attention than the proper way of the rest of the family. So the rest of the dirt track racing family, in their premier events, their Taj Mahal shows, our World 100, our Knoxville Nationals, our Super Dirt Week, our Kings Royal, our all of our other premier, Fairbury, all of these, the rest of the dirt track racing family, as far as premier events and how we act and who we are, is full of class, is full of prestige, is full of a certain way of acting and being, is a way of a certain projection of who we are as a community, right? Of course, this last off season, I wasn't around Gateway, I was around Gateway, but I went to Australia, and over in Australia, I was very taken back, and I grew a huge admiration for the class that they provided for their dirt track racing product. You know, over in Australia, I don't know if this would have flown in the dome. If you are in the grandstands and you buy a pit pass, right? If you go and try to buy an alcoholic beverage from the concession area, they cut your fucking pit band off. You're not allowed to go into the pitting area after ingesting alcoholic beverages in Australia. And when I saw that, you know, I saw that, and then I started seeing how everyone was acting. Everyone was being. How representative the sport was in that country. How most people in society knew what it was. And you could go to nightclubs in very popular areas and mention a sprint car driver's name in their region or area, and people knew who they were and was like, wow, you know that guy? Wow, you know who that is? And I was like, man, this way of operation with a certain classly behavior receives the class acknowledgement. It is a class level. Like we have our high class divisions. Well, when you start classing your own ass up, you start getting treated with some. And over there in Australia, they are treated with class. Not because they spend a bunch of money and I deserve to be treated a certain way and my fucking hamburger better come out with this fucking pickles and lettuce on it how I paid $2.99 for it. Not because of their money that they provide, but because of the actions that they produce are received. It's a give and take scenario. It ain't such a demanding, I paid for this, I get that back. It's a way of life. It's a certain understanding of more than just the bubble that you are in. And once again, I was very taken back on my Australia experience due to this circumstance, due to seeing how prevalent the sport was in Australia. So I do think that outside of cutting your armband off or, you know, getting a drink at the bar, I do feel like the World 100s, the Kings Royals, the Super Dirt Weeks for the big block guys. The bigger events are marquee showings of dirt track racing, the dirt track racing community. I'm naming off the big late model and sprint car events for a reason here. I feel like those events do produce that at least level of class to the scenario, the prestige, the presentation, the rewarding activity. You know, maybe there's a big wreck or something at one of these events and they get acknowledgement, but that's the daredevil mentality. But outside of that, as far as what's harnessed on, viewed, and produced to the public around us, or any kind of media or marketing ploys, these other events, it's about the great race. It's about the amount of cars that are competing. It's about this guy's legacy or that guy's legacy, or making history, or Knoxville Nationals, Jeff Gordon being there, or something along those lines. It is something around the actual accomplishment of a situation, not the detriment of one. And that is why I titled this, Accepting the Relatives for Who They Are. Because in my opinion, and based on the attention and the promotional aspect marketing firms, or at least the looks of it, of this Gateway Dirt Nationals, it's not about the great race. It's not about the prestige. It's not about the legendary or the legacy or who is attending outside of Dylan Scott. It's based on this shit. It's based on the classless actions, the running across the track, fumbling into a driver's compartment, trying to rip them out the seat. It's about monster trucking a car after the race is over. It's not about Brandon Shepard's great racer win. It's about his relatives getting into a fight in the pits. It's about Jerry Springer white trash shit. I hate to offend y'all, if I am. But once again, is it garbage or is it recyclable? Is this, because garbage and recyclable, it's like, okay, garbage is disposable and recyclable. We as the dirt track community, is this something that needs to be disposed of, or is this something that can be turned into something good every 6 or 7 months, or a year in this sense? Can we accept the relatives for who they are? Because this is a real relative now, guys. If y'all don't think that this Gateway Dirt Nationals is getting more attention or than anything y'all are representing to the world around us, you are fucking sadly mistaken, buddy. When's the last time you saw a super late model on SportsCenter? Once again, I said it on the show before. Last time we saw it was the prelude to the dream, when respectable, notariable drivers were in our race cars. Not because they were doing the best they could, but because they were respected drivers in our society. We don't have respect as the dirt track racing community for our drivers and our respect. That's why I get so mad that we don't, and try to combat this ideology that SportsCenter is living under, and that's why we get no acknowledgement for our great racing talents or respect or anything like that. And that's also why it's bad to let this relative project an example for what all of us are. So is it recyclable or garbage? Well, for those who are in the sport and know about the sport, it's recyclable. It's something that gives you that quick pop. It'll get you on SportsCenter. Oh, they see a dirt late model. Oh, my God. We're getting some attention. Our views are up for our cars, and they're seeing it for the first time. Oh, my God. in my opinion, and even some people who were on my last video saying, oh, that's bullshit, you shouldn't be bitching about Gateway. I ran into people, it was their first time ever to a dirt race, and it was Gateway, and they saw all the stuff last year, and that's why they're here. And oh, wow, they really came for the shit show. They didn't see Gateway last year and go to the World 100 or Fairbury or Knoxville or Eldora or any respectable fucking event we got, huh? They went back to the fucking monkey fucking a football show. Oh, really? That helped the sport? But anyway, some people are seeing it that way, I guess. Recyclable, helping the sport overall. I would love to sit here and say, yeah, it's just a part of who the family is, you know, the black sheep, old Gateway Dirt Nationals, the black sheep of the family. They're helping us get some attention, I guess. Over here to the family farm. But they're ignoring the nice ponies over here and the nice, respectable animals off to the side. They're going over here and watching this slaughterhouse in the background every year. So, I mean, hell, I even asked Cody and Rigsby before the damn show even happened about, hey, can I come in there and be involved? But that didn't go how I wanted it to go. But after everything that happened and how it went down, I mean, if I would have been involved with any party involved here, I would have, you can ask anyone who loves me and anyone who's tried to devote to me. You can't have this motherfucker turn a cheek to shit. If somebody was suggesting to somebody, hey, should I get this Chaz guy involved with my stuff? First thing they should respond with is, do you have any bullshit that goes on? And if their response is, well, yeah, I got this that I really don't like too much, and yeah, I got to deal with this too for this and that purpose. Well, hell, don't bring the Chaz in, because he sees that shit, he ain't going to like it, he's going to speak up. Don't matter how much money you give him, don't matter how much you love him or say that you appreciate him, he's going to stand up for what's right. If he sees the sport being turned in any kind of fucking way, he's going to say something against it. You ain't going to control him. That boy's not able to be leashed. That's why the motherfucker ain't got $1 to his name. He won't take the fucking money and put the leash around his neck. I've talked to this with several people within the industry too. And they always nod their head. Yeah, I do got a leash. Yeah. I do have, yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's fucked up. It's pretty sad, in my opinion. But I think that for the dirt track community overall, this is a recyclable situation. But when people see this for the first time, it's garbage. It's disposable. It's something like I said, the person I saw in the comments, I ran into some guys first time they ever been to a dirt race was Gateway this year, and they saw it last year. Okay. That still means you're garbage. They just want to see it get disposed. They want to see the shit they want to see the fucking classless actions of the relatives. They don't want to see the prestige. They don't want to see the skill. They don't want to see no admiration. They want to see a fucking car drive into a wall. You know. And this is, I could say the same thing to the people who love to watch sprint cars wreck and crash. You know, one of my biggest videos on this channel is me filming Carson Macedo's wreck at Knoxville. And I hate that. It's disgusting to me. Me and Kyle Larson could get into a half-ass argument at Knoxville, and it's not worth more views than Carson Macedo flipping his fucking ass off into turn 4 and almost burning to death. Even though I personally benefited with views on that, I can still sit here and say that ain't right. It sure would be nice if some of the people benefiting from this could say the fucking same. Anyway, that's my little ruiner of the night. Oh, we ruined it. Oh, my God. there is good things happening from Gateway. Hold on. We got to flip over. Oh, yep, we got our new side-by-side here. Oh, yes, our new side-by-side. Not the one you're thinking. Nope. Not a Kubota. Sorry, high limit. It's not that kind of side-by-side. We got our new side-by-side with the web up here, the web up. Gateway Dirt Nationals is coming 2025. This thing is here. It's going to be staying. You see the staff there. Hopefully they can admit what's happening one day. You see the winners here, the pictures of the winners. The tickets are on sale. Oh, I can't believe we're going to get into this Bobby Pierce topic tonight. This is going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. We are closing in on the. Oh, there they are, having their fun. Look at how beautiful her face is. I feel so bad that y'all enjoyed yourself. Anyways, once again, I think it's funny. I think it's great, but I still have my stand. I tried to explain it. I tried to explain it. Big changes are apparently coming in 2025 to the Gateway Dirt Nationals, though. They're going to have a different way of actually having the drivers be selected to the event. I guess, their registration, normal way of doing things was sold out so quick and accepted so fast last year. They're going to try to change it up. It's going to be like a pool style, kind of a hand-selected situation to make sure everything is going to go well. Also, it's going to be $50,000 to win and $3,000 to start. But, oh, God, got to get that off the screen. Can't be showing highlights of anything the Evil Flow Racing is going to get us. But once again, if you people don't think that SportsCenter and these conglomerates are only showing us because we're acting Jerry Springer for a reason, let me give y'all a really good example of what I'm trying to talk about. Look at this. So we see this Gateway Dirt Nationals deal that happened. Look at how mainstream media sat here and ran with this thing. Look at this. I mean, literally, guys. This is how mainstream media took that instance and ran with it. Hurt feelings lead to punches at Gateway Dirt Nationals as short track drama echoes Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. iconic feud. So, MSN, hold on, let me show you. MSN.com took the Jerry Springer moment down here and literally used it to make a 10, 12 paragraph, whatever you want to call it, story on NASCAR. That's what they did here, guys. Literally took it and used it to promote the Kyle Busch, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. situation. I mean, it talks about Castro Gateway Dirt Nationals, but a chilling sense of deja vu, drawing comparisons to the infamous clash between Ricky Stenhouse and Kyle Busch. And it literally just sits here and talks about the fight between Shepard, Tyler Carpenter's guy, and it's literally talking about Ricky Stenhouse and Kyle Busch. And then somehow at the end, Kyle Busch's son, confident of the track ahead of they use it literally to promote Brexton making his debut in a karting race at the Trackhouse Motorplex. That's how this was spun. I know that sounds fucking crazy, right? How did they take a fight at a dirt race and spin it into promotion for Brexton Busch? This is what I'm talking about. I'm thinking 6 fucking steps ahead of you people. What are you talking about, Chaz? You said it's just a great event. They ain't trying to do this. Why would you be bringing up, NASCAR trying to utilize dirt racing to prop themselves us up and us down? And this is the stuff that people get paid to not talk about. It's that simple. That simple. One subject that did come up that was interesting, though, was Flo's little post about potentially bringing back midgets to the Gateway Dirt Nationals, an actual race that you could have. The cars are suited for that size of a racetrack. I think 410 wing sprint cars would race better, mainly because these are solid axle rear cars, not four links. Four link vehicles, and they're not as heavy. Four link vehicles, heavy late models and modifies, they just dig the racetrack up. That's what happens. That's how they get so big of a ruts and everything like that. And basically in this, Cody Summers like, Keith Coons or nobody. He's messaged me or said they want to have a show. He actually had Keith Coons come down here and comment on the subject at hand. Said Cody is 100% right. Cody is one hell of a promoter and showman. He gave the midgets an opportunity and wanted the Dome to grow with them. I was there for the first year, and for me personally, with the Chili Bowl right behind it and the number of cars we run, something had to give. It was too much for our team to handle. I appreciate the opportunity that Cody gave us to build another great winter event, but the way it turned out, I believe it was the best thing for Cody and the Dome. The Dome is a late model modified showcase event, and every year it gets bigger and bigger. It truly is, or truly has turned into one of the greatest shows on dirt. Keep doing what you're doing, Cody, and everyone else sit back and enjoy the show. I said something about, why don't we run midgets and 410s there? Because Cody did say it could be a separate weekend eventually at Gateway. I think midgets and 410s with a wing would work good there. People who say 410s won't work need to learn of a track called Placerville Speedway or maybe Jacksonville Speedway, where you and Seabell won a World of Outlaws sprint car race, which is true. And Jacksonville Speedway and the Gateway Dirt Nationals, very similar in size. Very, very similar. But anyways, that's the situation there at the Gateway Dirt Nationals. That's pretty much where I'm going to close this. We do have a very serious situation that I need to talk about. It is going to be coming up here very soon. For all those who want to do chats and everything like that, I see some people in there saying Action Track USA has a fun program if you like 600 micro slingshots, but they also have ran 410 wing sprint cars there. They also have run big block modifieds there, and I believe they're running a World of Outlaw late model race at Action Track USA next year, and that track, I believe, is smaller than the Gateway Dirt Nationals. On to the next topic. This one was a big one on social media. No one's talking about it right now. I guess we're going to be the first ones to do it. Out with the old, in with the new. What was that about? Dirt Late Model sponsor Jeff Hoker's Facebook post. This gets nitty-gritty, ladies and gentlemen. Mad Money is what we titled this, Mad Money. And this is a very touchy subject, ladies and gentlemen. Very touchy subject. We may actually get sued over talking about this. We'll see. We'll see if the logo stands on the actual show here. Hold on, let me bring this up. This is a post that came up 3 days ago by Jeff Hoker. Jeff Hoker. Hoker Trucking, the same Hoker Trucking that you see with Ricky Thornton Jr., the same Hoker Trucking you've seen on Bobby Pierce's car and things of the sorts. Jeff Hoker came on the Facebook 3 days ago. This is on the heels of the Gateway Dirt Nationals. I believe it's like 2 a.m. So getting the drunk text on maybe. I don't know. He says, here's what I learned tonight. This was huge news, ladies and gentlemen. I know nobody mainstream has talked about this because they're probably paid not to. And this is the touchy subjects that people are afraid to learn and discuss. But we're not afraid here on the Chaz. Take us down, kill us. It's all right. Jeff Hoker says, of Hoker Trucking, the owner of Hoker Trucking, he says, here's what I learned tonight. Loyalty means absolutely nothing. You know why it's hard to find sponsorship in racing? Because they get treated like shit. They get sold out for dollars. They get told basically it's about a check. They get told it's about what you do or don't do for them. When you see or don't see our name on a motherfucking car, I added that. It's because they don't give a fuck about us or how long we've helped. At the end of the fucking day, sometimes you got to decide it's no longer worth your time. Maybe it's just time for us to move on and find a different fucking sport. Period. Now, I added some cuss words into that, obviously trying to relate the emotion of the scenario. Obviously, Jeff Hoker, not a very happy camper or truck bay sleeper guy here in this scenario. No, I'm just playing. Obviously, not a happy camper here. Jeff Hoker is fucking pissed, guys. He's just upset at this scenario. Now, this post on Facebook got almost 500 likes, almost 300 comments. This is so damn full, I can't read you what everybody fucking said. And there's every name you could think of is in this damn post. You got Tyler Erb in the post here. You got Patrick Daniel and Trey Jacoby, Jeremy Thornton, Rusty Slink in the damn comment section. Buck Monson, Ricky Thornton Jr. himself, which removes who he's mad about, in the comment section. Chris Simpson, Stevie Shepard, the one knocking out Tyler Carpenter's little bitch in the pits. You got all these people. Kendra Gust, you got everybody. Steve Landrum from Landrum Springs. Everybody is in this comment. I could keep going down. I think I just saw Rusty Wallace. Hold on. Never mind, that's Kenny. No, I'm just kidding. I don't see Kenny. Maybe it's him. This was a big fucking deal. Jeff Hoker of Hoker Truckin was mad. Absolutely pissed at this shit. At somebody. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to get in trouble, I guess, and tell you who he's actually pissed at. Through some various conversations with people. This post in particular had to do with Bobby Pierce. Now, I don't know what, I don't know how. There's a gray area there. Obviously, I'm working on third, fourth-hand information, but that's what this had to do with, was Bobby Pierce. Now, obviously, me dealing with sponsorships firsthand, prior to all this Chaz shit, dealing with tracks and drivers and signing deals and dealing with, you know, somewhat the middle guy, and I'm dealing with the owner of this track or this car, and I'm dealing with this sponsor who owns this company or whatever like that. I've seen underhanded deals fucking take place. I've seen a guy sponsor a certain thing for 10 fucking years for a certain dollar amount, and then another guy come in with 3 times the dollar amount, ask for what that guy's had for 10 fucking years, and the person literally give it to him for 3 times the money and not even tell the fucking guy who's been loyal to him for 10 years that, hey, this is the other offer. Do you want to outdo him or pay more? I've been in the fucking middle of that. Personally. Or this guy comes in and just has a bunch of money. I know this other guy's got that loyalty and that money all this time. And this other guy comes in, even undermining behind me, and comes in there and swipes up this fucking deal that I've had going for these many years. And just because he had that much more money, we didn't even tell our guy who's been loyal this entire fucking time, here's the dollar amount this new guy wants to give us. Do you want to at least match him? No, we didn't. I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but I'm just telling you, I got experience in this fucking shit. Now, this is probably different than that. I'm not sure. But I've been in those rooms of how cutthroat and bullshit this fucking industry can be when it comes to sponsorship, and especially when it comes to loyalty. The only fucking thing it seems this sport seems to be loyal to 9 times out of motherfucking 10, and surprise, surprise, is the dollar fucking bill. That's why I speak up against the dollar bill all the fucking time. But that's also why I make the least of everybody all the fucking time, because I don't let it control me, and it's controlling all of them. But I've just seen firsthand this fucking dollar bill out here destroy people's morals. Destroy the sense of loyalty. Destroy the sense of decency. Not just in racing. I guess we could talk about the OnlyFans models and all these other people too. Or we could talk about the people junking the race cars and you can't park here. Just trying to copy Charlie Metford. I mean, me and the Metfords talked about this. Why is everybody trying to just copy you? They're trying to sell some T-shirts. They don't care about the car or anything like that. Fuck the morals that destroy my race car. I just want to sell some T-shirts. Get whatever it takes to make the fucking money, huh? Well, good thing you were born a boy racing a race car, not a female, on this fucking stage shaking your ass or dropping your panties for $20,000. Because it sounds like you would be in that category. Once again, this is why I stand up against the money and stand so firmly for the morals. In essence, all the actions we're describing here that are, oh man, that's fucked up, they're all the same. They're all the same. They're just in different categories. One's race car guy, one's racetrack guy, one's race car a team owner guy, one's this, one's that. It's all about picking the money over the loyalty or the morale. Now, I don't know what happened here. Personally, I like Bobby Pierce. I've never had an issue with him at all. And that's kind of going to be my next subject is what is the problem with Bobby Pierce? Why do people not like Bobby Pierce? I just don't get it. I've never had a problem with him, personally. I know plenty of people who have. But I've never had a problem with Bobby Pierce. Something obviously happened here with Hoker Truckin that wasn't good. Obviously, we see Hoker Truckin on the car. But I know a lot of people who do not like Bobby Pierce, guys. Absolutely not. Actually, it's a good picture right here. 2 Hoker Trucking vehicles. Interesting. Was this 3 days ago? Yeah, 3 days ago. So I don't know really what happened here. I do know that this is the person that is obviously done something. Now, on the flip side of that, I just talked about how a sponsor or a racetrack or a team owner or any of these people can get screwed the fuck over in a business deal in motorsports. It's very true. On the flip side of that, though, you have, I'm just going to say it, douchebag fucking sponsors. I'm not, once again, I don't know any of this situation. I'm just explaining the two sides and possibilities of those sides. Why some people could feel righteous in one way and righteous in another. There are some sponsors and people who own an operation or contribute to an operation or a racetrack or several things. This is true once again. That when they give you an inch, they're trying to take a fucking mile. Okay? So, for instance, somebody wants to sponsor this division at your racetrack, but they got a car they race in that race or at that racetrack weekly, for instance, right? And then once something happens on the racetrack that's not in their favor, they threaten to the track owner that they're going to pull the fucking sponsorship because this wasn't right. And even though the call was right, because of that money, they're supposed to act a certain way because I put money into your shit. Or a person sponsors the car and they come to the pitting area and you're busy and you're working and they come by and you're like, hey, what's going on? And you'll do back to work. Hey, yeah, we'll catch you. And then next thing you know, 30 minutes later, the sponsor's on talking to it. You hear that your sponsor's all pissed. Yeah, I went by his fucking car and he was just being a fucking asshole to me, man. I don't know why I put fucking money in that guy's race car. He's just a fucking asshole. I mean, dude, all I did was try to say hi. And he just said hi and just fucking kept on going. Fuck that motherfucker. I'm putting money somewhere else this next year. Fuck that guy. Sounds crazy, right? But that's how some people can be when they put money in your operation. They accept a certain red carpet. Now, once again, I don't know what's happened here, but these are some of the situations that I have first-hand experience in. in dealing with drivers, with racetracks, with sponsors, there's multiple avenues to why this happened. This is why when somebody has a issue or a problem, I try to really think, why could that happen? Not just why this guy's mad at this guy, but why could that guy be mad at that guy? And what's my personal experience in this situation that's very relatively the same? Now, I'm not sitting here saying Bobby did something wrong. Obviously, he's the target. I'm not saying that Hoker did something wrong. Maybe sometimes shit just don't work out. But a post like that on the Facebook definitely is it's a halfway of a middle finger to the scenario. Obviously, there wasn't a name there. Obviously. But words got out long enough that it wasn't anybody. It was this. It was Bobby. And then I know some fans who don't like Bobby Pierce. And I know people who don't like Bobby, or who are just general fans, and they just don't like Bobby Pierce. They're sprint car fans. They don't like Bobby Pierce. They don't like how he acts or something like that. Which obviously Hoker doesn't have a problem with the way Bobby acts, but curious. Put a comment below with, or in the live chat right now. We're going to get to the live chat here in just a little bit. Why do you hate Bobby Pierce? I'll just tell you right now, I have never had a personal issue with Bobby Pierce. Always had a smile, always, hey, what you doing? Anytime I run across him. But I'm probably going to get in trouble here. Oh God, we're going to YouTube jail, Facebook jail, no more pit passes into Eldora jail, I guess. There was an instance this year I did not comment on, but oh my God, I wanted to. Or his spouse, maybe some people remember this or not. And it just stuck out to me because I see media, obviously I get on camera, so I understand content and how people are doing it. And I have a pretty good decipherness on sincerity on the camera because I act so sincere and I've studied how fake this shit actually is to the degree. There was a situation this year, though, with the Pierce regime where the spouse literally pulled out a fucking phone and recorded herself watching the end of a race and crying. And when I saw that made me think twice. Because I always thought of Bobby as kind of just like, yeah, he's just being him. Who gives a fuck? He don't care. I think that's why we can relate. We just get out here. We do how we are. We relate. And the people like that who don't care what people think, usually most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they're just being themselves. And I respect authenticity. No matter how many people like you or don't like you, at least you're being yourself. Ain't playing for no fucking camera. You're just being yourself. And then when I saw that, and in my opinion, the premeditation to stage that event of crying on camera at the end of a race, it just made me second guess the whole scenario. So, obviously that's not Bobby Pierce, but that's the camp. So I hope that's not, once again, maybe that situation was like the old Gateway Dirt Nationals over here. Maybe that was just kind of like, you know, the bad apple of the tree or something. Or the bad instance of the tree. Or is that recyclable? I don't know. Maybe some people couldn't tell it was so premeditated and fabricated and not real and sincere. But, or not playing for the camera with emotion. But, yeah, I had to second guess that one. Anyway, put in the comment section as to why do people hate Bobby Pierce? What happened outside of, you know, because once again, that's just one instance. Why do y'all not like Bobby Pierce? I'm curious to read the comment sections after this video. It'll be very interesting to see what people actually say about this scenario. To add fuel to the fire, though, in this whole Hoker trucking Bobby Pierce situation, Mm, 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 mm. Yep. He went and supported another national dirt late model team literally the next day. This is 2 days ago for some who have seen it and some who have not. This is Hoker Trucking literally making a post that says, when one door closes, you reevaluate what you've been doing and try and make choices that make more sense. Coming home to Iowa to support a team that does nothing more than simply work hard and get wins. Todd Cooney has been a great friend to us over the past few years and always supported our events and series we sponsored. This team needs and deserves the help. Ryan Gustin proved last season he belongs on a national tour, and we wanted to help this team stay doing just that. It's a great fit with a great bunch of people that are right here in our home state, right down the road, looking forward to the 2025 season and helping them be successful. So, yeah, that didn't go good for whatever happened there. If it was, Bobby, if it wasn't, from my understanding, it is. But Hoker Trucking, trucking to the Reaper and Cooney Motorsports in 2025 with support. This will be very interesting. I think Ryan Gustin, I've supported him for about 6 years now. I think this is a good pairing. It's going to work out very well. But for whoever did Jeff Hoker wrong, if it is Bobby, damn, they made a statement. And with this move here, it had to be a relentless or a relinquishment of a national team, right? Whoever was mad about it, right? He said one door closes, another one opens. Had to be a national team that it closed on to go and support another team, another national team, a door that's opened. And that is what I would take away from this scenario personally. And it'll be interesting to see how Ryan Gustin does. Of course, Todd Cooney Racing and Gustin, Cooney Motorsports.square.site. I tried to get him a website going. Maybe we could build you a website, Cooney. They got T-shirts and everything and stuff on sale for that way shown. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is a very interesting topic. I haven't seen anyone cover this at all. It's very, very interesting. The series of events 3 days ago, 2 days ago, it's all changed very quickly, but it has moved to Cooney Motorsports landing Hoker Trucking as a sponsor for the 2025 season. Will be very interesting to see how that goes. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, new looks, dates, and more Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're going to try to keep here. Times may vary, more than likely 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern. But we have more topics to come. We have breaking. I haven't seen no one talk about this. Breaking sprint car news on the other end here. A pairing in PA coming together in 2025, the hot rumor. We're going to talk about it when we come back. This sprint car news is going to be huge, probably bigger than the Hoker Trucking situation. We'll be back in 60 seconds. See you on the other side.
Have you been searching for that next level upgrade? Ready to invest into something that is in it for the long haul? Well, look no further than the composited innovations provided by Prime. These customly crafted pieces are handmade by former Jason Johnson Racing car chief and Prime owner-operator Clyde Cadiff. Prime Composite Innovations is located centrally in Missouri and is looking to provide that big-time performance at a fraction of that big-time price. For additional information, visit prime-composites.com today to see what they have to offer, as well as their stable of current full-time drivers that trust Prime with their ride. For the future of innovations, with the properly composited type, you can depend, move forward, and rely on Prime.
Oh my, oh my, oh my, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm about to end every damn sprint car connection I've ever had in my life. Hold on. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to get a little lakeside cherry going on. Hold on. I can't believe that I'm making this announcement on my show. This is literally, after this, no one's ever going to talk to me again in the sprint car racing industry. They're going to see me as a narc. They're going to see me as ruining their announcements. But I was told this 2 days ago. Let me say that right now. I was told this 2 days ago by somebody who wanted me to say something about it 2 days ago, and I fucking pushed the brakes. I didn't send her in there wide. I did not Sheldon it. I floated it around the fucking bottom. I went Donnie shots. And shots don't win as much as he used to. I should have Sheldon hot and shelled that shit on the top and see if we could held it. Or see if we could have held it. See if we can hold it. See if we could have held it. That's the right way to say it. But we're going to say it right now, ladies and gentlemen. There is a hot rumor. Breaking sprint car news. Pairing in Pennsylvania coming to fruition. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe I'm saying this on my show. And we're going to discuss how this is going to happen. But this is going to change Pennsylvania for 2025. This is going to make the biggest difference for y'all's racing area that I've seen. I also want to give a big shout out to Selinsgrove Speedway, who announced today that they are going to be having a loyalty system, basically like a punch card when you go to like Scooters or a coffee shop and you get your little card and it's like, make 10 visits, and every time you go there, they punch your card, and then on the 5th visit, you get a free coffee. That's basically what Selinsgrove in Pennsylvania is going to do. I know we harped on them a little bit a couple weeks ago with losing out a PA Speed Week sprint car date. But they came up with this idea. So basically in 2025, and I think a lot of local tracks should do this. This is like leading edge shit, right? You go to the racetrack, you go and get you a pit pass, you get a little punch card, it sounded like. They're going to punch it, and then on like your 4th visit or 5th visit or something, you could go read about it. It's on Selinsgrove's Facebook page. I'm not going to sit here and read their news. You go read it yourself. On your 5th visit, you get free pit passes or something like that. It's very it is like that. It's something like that. You do get free pit passes. So it's a loyalty-based system based on supporting your local racetrack. I think a lot of local racetracks should do that. That would keep a driver coming back that 5th time, and whether he's paying a pit pass or not, He's going to attend. He's going to be loyal to you. He's going to be loyal to you. He's going to at least come 4 times or whatever the stipulation is. But this is going to change sprint car racing in PA a little bit more than that, I think. This is going to shake things up, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to shake things up in Pennsylvania on a week in and week out basis. And it is going to make a big difference. Now, something that really made me think about this scenario and talking about it is Sprint Car Unlimited. Sprint Car Unlimited, of course, if you're a PA Sprint Car fan, you don't know who Sprint Car Unlimited is, you need to go and watch it. And it's on YouTube. They got a YouTube channel, but they also have a website that you could pay and get exclusive news. And if I ruin his story with this, I'm sorry, Jeremy. I didn't mean to do it. But when I see best available rides, and I see Jason's sides, and I see the red number 8 machine. We'll keep the vocabulary simple here. We start seeing these things, risk versus reward. It should be like torpedoes or garbage. And then we say, what was that one down here? Available seats in PA. So there's the 2 cars. The Trone 39, the Eichenberger number 8, or the Raymer number 8, as most people got used to seeing it this last year, right? Well, I'm here to say that I have a very reliable source, not Jeremy Elliott, of course, because he's probably going to be mad at me that I made this video. Not going to get any more, joyous phone calls at 5:30 p.m. on a Tuesday while he's driving to his Hershey Bear games. He's probably going to be very mad at me after I say this because I'm assuming this was a story he was hoping to break. But the Chaz has to have a few nuggets, especially when the nuggets is laid in his lap. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest driver to the PA sprint car scene on a weekly basis in 2025, the hot rumor The hot rumor, it's not official. The hot rumor, you'll have to go to Sprint Car Unlimited to get the officialness. Ugh! I can't believe I put it up there, ladies and gentlemen. It's Brock's time now. What I am hearing from a very reliable, so when I say reliable, I'm talking about 100, let's just say it's another number 8 in Pennsylvania. Oh, yeah, I'm calling you out too, bitch. If I'm going down, you're going with me, Billy. No, not Billy, sorry. Another reliable PA sprint car driver, source guy in a number 8 sprint car told me this is happening. And ladies and gentlemen, if this does happen, I think that Brock Zearfoss is going to basically instantly become and I know I've hated on Brock Zearfoss for a while. Y'all can document it very well. But there's hate when it comes to outlaw level. And there's appreciation when it comes to PA level. Obviously, Jeremy's documented that as well. Brock Zearfoss is a mid-packer with the World of Outlaw Sprint Car Series. But ladies and gentlemen, a motherfucking mid-packer will roll up into Pennsylvania and smoke y'all's fucking ass. I said it. Sorry, Billy. I mean Danny too, but Brock Zearfoss, if he goes to this 8, like Bill, maybe this is Billy's way to make fun of me and make me look like a fucking idiot, but Billy, you ain't gonna be the fastest number 8 car anymore. Even though Freddie was faster than you already, I'm just saying. You ain't gonna be the prettiest. Well, you will have the prettier car, but you won't be the most attractive. Well, actually, I think Brock Zearfoss is kind of ugly. Your hair is all waving in the air. You won't be the highest finishing number 8 car in PA no more, Billy, if Brock Zearfoss goes to this red number 8 machine. And I once again, I'm here to say it. Brock Zearfoss may be a mid-packer on the Outlaws, but he'll come into the PA at Posse area, and you put him on those tracks weekly, buddy, and he ain't got to run up and down the road and be a fucking show clown. He will wax y'all's fucking ass week in and week out. I think so. Because once you're used to that outlaw level, PA ain't what it used to be. I mean, we hear people say this all the time. PA ain't what it used to be. Brent Marks is on the road. It will basically be, when he's around, the Anthony Macri and Brock Zearfoss show. And maybe this car will go on the road, this 8 a little bit. Maybe the 3Z, they'll pull it out here and there to go on the road. But if that 8 car is a staple in PA, if their schedule is similar to an Anthony Macri, but in different vehicles, for instance, like the 8 cars there on weekly points events, et cetera, and regional events, and where a Macri would go off on the road for a week or two, it's more so Zearfoss out on the road with the 3Z to special events, et cetera, like that. That's y'all's 1-2 hitter right now. And maybe, I think, honestly, Brock Zearfoss, the years he has on the road, even though it doesn't have as much of success as Anthony Macri when he hits the road, that road can drain you. And Zearfoss has been on it for a minute now. But here's what I mean by this outlaw when you get out there and you're drained. Brock Zearfoss is wore down, emotionally, mentally drained, boring efforts is mid-pack with the Outlaws. That level of performance is winning in PA. And it's close. It's top 3 at least, right? Now you take away the mental and physical drainage. Now you take away the horrible lifestyle, the boringness, the enjoyable. You add those things back in there. That's a winner. That's a win. That's domination against y'all's boys. Now, that's just what I think. It ain't necessarily true or factual. Just like this rumor. If Billy Dietrich lied to me and 2 days ago, don't make me pull up the text. This is where it's coming from. Then okay, you don't have to worry about it. But if Brock Zearfoss goes to this damn 8 car and is in an outlaw homecoming scenario, and he's there week in and week out, y'all better get the fuck ready. And if Shuttlesworth is helping him like he was at Baps, y'all are really fucked. Really fucked. Just like y'all were fucked at Baps. He whooped y'all's ass, didn't he? Brock Zearfoss in the 3Z. Whooped y'all's ass at Baps to end the year, right? All your boys. All your boys. I think even Schuhart and Allen were there, right? I think Brent Marks was there. All your boy. Mackery was there, I think. He fucking spanked you. What do you think's going to happen next year? When he's not drained from an entire boring-ass year of being a show clown on the road with the Outlaws. So, that's what I think will happen here. That is personally what I think will happen here. Other news that is happening this week, we're almost to the chat, so get your chat minds ready, ladies and gentlemen. Get your chat minds ready. We may even have the phone calls coming. We'll see. We'll see if there's time. Ladies and gentlemen, Bell is back. Bell is he is back. Chrisopher Bell, let's just call him Kyle Larson's daddy, has returned to dirt track racing. Kyle's dominance in dirt track racing is officially over. Obviously, this midget season that is coming up, it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, Kyle has been racing up and down the West Coast to get ready for the Chili Bowl. Kyle is pre-entered into the Chili Bowl already. Chrisopher Bell's rumored to be pre-entered to the Chili Bowl, but Chrisopher Bell is confirmed to be this weekend at the Junior Knipper 55. That is this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Power Eye sanctioned event. It is the indoor event at Southern Illinois Center, and it is going to be broadcasted on a little bit of a different platform. It is a single day event. Saturday only, drivers meeting 4:30, hot laps at 5. This is Saturday. This Saturday. But unfortunately for everybody who's a cheapskate, it is not on Flow. It is on start to finish TV. I know I sighed when I said that. It is going to be on there this weekend, though. I don't really see a price tag on this event. I mean, a monthly subscription looks like to be $30. So at $30 at least, I guess you'll be able to see this. It is S2F TV is where you can find the event this weekend. It's going to be interesting to see how Bell shakes out in his return to midget racing. I won't be surprised if he picks it up very quickly. If he doesn't win this event, I'll potentially be surprised. I don't think Larson's supposed to be there. Not sure about Corey Day or Buddy Kofoid. We'll see how that goes. But Chrisopher Bell is Kyle Larson's daddy. He's the one who made Kyle cry. Remember, he passed him at Chili Bowl, and Kyle couldn't win the Chili Bowl because Chrisopher Bell was beating him all those years. Although Kyle said the N-word and got more chances and opportunity than even Chrisopher Bell. I think Chrisopher Bell could have done everything that Kyle has done today. Indy cars, NASCAR, everything, late models, sprint cars, Silver Crown, everything, if he would have had the same opportunities. Bell is basically the example of the local racer that I was giving y'all 6 years ago, except now it's 5 years later, and we got the grand example of opportunity and talent. Doesn't really matter in the talent department when opportunity is what controls the racing world and what you're perceived as doing. Chris Bell's a great example of that. He didn't have the opportunities as Larson, and now you can't logically compare the two because of all that Kyle has done, even though Bell's never even had a shot to do it. Just like I say, the local racers could do what Larson and Bell do, but they never had the opportunities to do it. So regardless, that'll be an interesting thing to see how that works out this weekend with the Junior Knipper 55. And then Chili Bowl news, there is some. They go to 55 laps for the shootout and 40 laps for the Chili Bowl. Hold on. Wrong here, wrong there. All right. 55 laps to the shootout. Of course, the Chili Bowl used to be 55 laps and 40 laps to the Chili Bowl. I think they did this for track conditions. They've had to do a full track rework in years past with the 55 lap main event, and it kind of ruins it for 40 laps of the race. And then they end up finally spreading out the track a little bit with 15 or 10 to go, and then you finally kind of have a race. And I think that's because of the 55 lap event. The shootout's usually always good. They got wings on the cars. They move around. It's different when you take that wing off as far as running the top side, etc. I think with a wing car, you could carry more momentum and make an outside lane faster and have better racing. The 40-lapper, I think they're not going to work the track as much this year with this change. And that could potentially make this main event really good. Years past, in the C and B mains, the D mains, the racing has been amazing. The track is widened out. It's really good show. And then the full track rework just destroys the main event. It makes that main event the boringest race all week long. And it kind of has ruined the Saturday for me. That's why I didn't really care last year when I went to Australia. This could change that, though. This could make it very, very different. I don't think the shootout event's going to be changed much. Shootout is coming up here very soon, December 30th through January 4th. And it's going to be good. I mean, I think you probably have a tougher main event and a tougher win to win the shootout. A-class wing and A-class non-wing. When you get to Outlaw, you get the money buying the talent more, or money buying speed more than the talent. But the shootout should still be a good race. And 55 laps, I don't think that's going to affect the main event. I do think the 40 laps could potentially affect the Chili Bowl main event if they don't work the track as much as they have in years past. If that's the reasoning for the track swap, for the distance swap, that is, I am all for it, because the old traditional Chili Bowl main events used to be some of the best racing in the world before they did this full track rework. I know they had some years there where it rubbered down, but I mean, isn't there a happy medium in between those rubber down tracks and the full track rework? I just feel like there is, and that's where I'm at. And if this 40 lap distance change is going to affect that and potentially make that the difference, then I'm fully behind it. If they rework the track come Saturday, I'll be the first motherfucker. If maybe I don't go, I don't know if I'll go or not. If I don't go, I'll be on here right after the main event bitching about it, or I'll be on here Sunday bitching about it, because it's the worst thing that's ever happened to that Chili Bowl Midget Nationals, and they know it. And if they don't know it, I'm going to keep fucking telling them, and that's the damn truth, and that's the bottom line, because the Chaz fucking said so. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got here. We are moving into the live chat and show reaction. What do you think about it? Oh my, we could go into the live calls, ladies and gentlemen. I'm scared to get over here into this chat. Oh my, what we got here? We got people bitching already. Brock has won 2 features in his career. I don't care. He's going to go walk up into PA and whoop all y'all's ass. He's only won 2 features in, I think he's won 2 World of Outlaw shows, hasn't he? Because I was at the one at Cedar Lake that he won. What are you talking about? Lots of megalomaniacs in racing. Yes, there is a lot of megalomaniacs in racing. I wish all forms of dirt track racing would not rework the track during an event. No, well, the Chili Bowl, they reworked the track before the main event, and it destroys it. It absolutely destroys it. The track doesn't widen out until the last 10 or 15 laps. It's horrible. If Bell got the 5 car, he'd do just as good, if not better. Yeah, oh yeah, Bell is just as good, if not better, than Kyle Larson. He proved to be better than Kyle. Once again, he made him cry. Zearfoss will be flying at Path Valley. Yeah, if Zearfoss goes to that 8 car, let me bring that back up here real quick. Let's see here. Where are we at? If Zearfoss goes back, let me get that Zearfoss. If Zearfoss goes back to that 8 car, or goes back to PA into that 8 car, PA's in trouble. PA is in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. There ain't no hope for PA. I mean, Brock Zearfoss will walk in there and walk up and down y'all's asses. Hold on, we're trying. Hold on, let's see. Let's see if we can get the call up for you. Oh, it ain't working, guys. Hold on, keep talking. Oh, the number is up. Do y'all want call-ins? Do we even have any super chats? If we don't have any super chats, we're going straight to live call-ins. Not one super chat. Look, I even put it there for y'all, you assholes. Look, I even put it for you right here. Look, it's so simple to read. Can you not read? Super chats highlighted and support the show. You assholes. What a bunch of douchebags. All right, let's see if we can get somebody to call in. Live calls. Let's see what happens here. Call the show. Voice your opinion. Live callers here, 423-616-7673. We are waiting. Lines are open. Lines are open, ladies and gentlemen, on the show right now. Let's see if somebody will dare to call. Will you dare call in here to the Chaz? Will you dare? I don't think you will. I think you're a bunch of bitches. You're afraid, scared to speak the truth. Let's see. Will y'all even dare call in? I bet you won't. None of y'all do. I mean, we do this all the time. We're like, oh, somebody call in. Nobody does. Nobody calls in. They never do. See, we're just sitting here talking to ourselves. We can end the show. It's fine. We can end the show. Let's get back to the chat. We'll see if there's something in the chat. I knew what you meant, but what I was saying is, I don't like when the track is reworked at all during the entire event from the beginning to the finish. I mean, I don't agree with that. I think sometimes it's useful, it's needed. I'd rather see a track rework than no track rework and just BS. Okay, you think they're gonna call? We'll keep showing the callway. Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, we got to fix the transition. You got my one slip up. I had this ready. I had this going. I had it perfectly set up. There's the number on the screen. So let's restart there. So we had that up, and I will slide that out, slide this in. There we go. That is the number on the screen if you want to call. Limited to 10 minutes, subject to change. I know it's supposed to be subject to change. Hold on. Let's see if we could do that real quick. We could probably fix that extremely fast. I'm waiting for someone to call if no one's figured that out yet. No one's going to call. Okay. Bam. Subject to change. What do you got? Let's see. No super chats yet. That's fine. It's fine. Whose 410 will Bell be in next year? I would think Swindell Speed Labs, right? Sorry, man. I'm just one of those shitty late model bums, you know. Oh, wow. You didn't get no answering machine. The damn calling. Oh. I think we got a caller. Do we have a caller?
Chaz, man.
Oh, no, we do. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a caller. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's up? What do you want to know? What are we talking about?
Dean Henry here, buddy.
What do you can't hear me or you can?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, hold
Can
on.
you
I think
hear
I'm
me?
having an issue with you on my end. Let me try to fix it. Come on. Oh, well, to hell with it. We'll just crank her up. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you now. All right. What did you want to talk about? Sorry.
Dean Henry here.
Oh no, Dean Henry. Oh no, that's not good, man. I'm scared.
Let's get on the discussion of Mr. Aaron Fry.
Oh, no, it seems like it's a done deal. Flo's won.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I mean, it sounds like they what did Dirt Tracker say? They put money into it and made sure they pushed him out of everywhere, huh?
Yeah. What I can't understand is haven't the racers and the fans back Aaron Fry, because look what he did last year for him. He gave him a place to race. Okay? He gave him a speed week that he didn't have. Now they're going to throw him under the bus.
Yeah, I mean, the racers can still make the difference there if they don't show up. I mean, they can.
Well, I was told that he had All-Stars had 13 commitments already.
Really?
That's what I heard. Rich Farmer was on a podcast show Monday night. I don't know, just a couple local guys doing it, and they was at his office, or where they do the school at. They was there, and yeah, and like I said, but here's my question is, Chaz, why if Aaron had that schedule all complete, why was he holding it? Why didn't he put it out?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You
I
see
mean,
what
there's
I'm
some
saying?
tracks.
Yeah.
There's some tracks you could tell that ain't on there that should have been. Like, I don't think Atomic was on there.
Yeah, they were on there.
They were.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Muskegon wasn't.
Yeah, Muskegon
And
wasn't.
Muskegon was on Aaron's list.
Okay.
And Hilltop wasn't on there, and Hilltop was on Aaron's list.
Yeah, but when you're trying to really make a name in Ohio, you got to have a certain set of tracks, and the All-Stars have them.
Yeah, but if he had these guys committed, didn't he make? I mean, don't these guys sign contracts for this stuff?
I mean, I guess.
You know, the days of a handshake and a kiss are over with, man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you have a signed contract? Say, now you want to run the speedway? Okay, good, great. Here, sign on the dotted line, boys.
Yeah, I mean,
at
the end of the day, if you don't, you don't want a track stuck with you or a driver stuck with you that don't want to be there with you, though.
Yeah,
that could be bad.
You got a point there. Yeah, but still, I mean, I don't know.
Some people are saying they say Aaron Fry's position doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't, in a way, with all the things that have happened. It makes sense, but I mean, even if it makes sense how he said what he said, the things that have happened don't add up with what he said.
Okay, all right. Question: who owns the All-Star Circuit of Champions?
Well, there's not an official release, but it sounds like it's a Flo owns it, and it's a lease agreement with the Farmer regime. That's what I've heard.
So why would Farmer pay $60,000 for that? It makes no sense to me. Shouldn't they be paying him $60,000 to run this deal? I'm lost here.
Well, I mean, why do rich people buy a Lamborghini instead of a Toyota? It's simply for possession. It's simply to say, if you got a lot of money and you like dirt track racing, you just want to own shit that other people can't. It's an ego deal.
I don't know. There's something that's not out yet, and I think after the PRI show, I think it will be coming out.
What is supposed to be coming out? What is coming out? I'm curious.
Well, they have not. The All-Stars have not. They did the Speed Week, but they have not brought out the schedule for the whole year yet.
Right.
That I've seen.
Do you think it's possible they really don't have much of a schedule?
I think he does.
Okay.
And I think he's going to go more, say east in the PA, not just Sharon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard
thinking.
he's got dates in Pennsylvania.
Yes. So he's going that way. How far west he's going, I don't know.
Right. Well, you got
Because
that
in
Maverick deal.
podcast show, yeah, but that ain't nothing.
Well, but
Do
that's
you think?
west. They're in Indiana. Power Eye is supposed to
Right.
branch over into Indiana too. So
Yeah, but Maverick, they're done though, right?
I don't know for a fact. I'd have to look that up.
I think I heard that they were done. They may not be. I have not seen it, but I've heard it that they were done.
They were one and done, huh?
Yeah. So then,
yeah, they haven't
what's the deal
posted
with
on their
Wayne?
Facebook since September 30th. So
What's the deal with Waynesfield then here in Ohio? Is Larry Bose still going to keep running that?
they had an all-star
Last
date,
I
didn't
heard-
they?
Yeah, on Speed Week, yes. And last I heard that Larry had posted he's tired of spending his money, retirement money, into this racetrack, and he was going to bail out. But then whether he did or not, I don't know. I don't know. I have not heard no more. I don't know if he's going to keep running that track, but he's got so much on his plate anyways with Fort Wayne and these go-kart deals down in Columbus, Ohio, and yeah, these indoor deals. He's got a lot going on there.
Right.
But I still don't. Yeah, that was a track. Then that Moeller, I seen they jumped on board, and they're down southern Ohio, somewhere. I'm thinking.
It seems like most people are thinking the All-Stars are just going to be what they were before, like that. You got Casey. It says in the chat, Flo is, and we just got a new member there. Don't want to glance over that. Brian Smith, thanks for joining the Pitchin the Hit. But he said Flo is obviously going to create a revamped tour in the old All-Star footprint, likely with a much higher average purse. Will be a great stepping stone for teams and drivers who are thinking about going national race. So basically, they're trying to be the old All-Stars. That's what they're trying to do.
Right. Well, then, on that show that I watched Monday night, or was it Tuesday? I can't remember. It was one of the two nights that he was on. He said that he was not totally done with Dirt Vision yet.
Really?
But I heard he was. Yes. He said, matter of fact, he said, I still have, quote, he said, I still have I still have Dirt Vision's equipment in my building yet.
Wow. That doesn't make any sense.
But then I heard Brian Carter has said it's over, and then with them. But I haven't seen it, but a gentleman I know that's affiliated with, I'm not going to say his name, with the World of Outlaws and World Racing Group, said he's seen the schedule for Dirt Vision, and Fremont Speedway is not on it. So
interesting, but
yeah.
they do have they got Dirt Vision tracks on the All-Star schedule. I mean, they got Sharon, they got Attica.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that's tracks that's already committed to Dirt Vision, okay? But then again, you know how it goes. If like Flo is well, you see it down Eldora. They got two different live streams at the same track the same night, like when they run USAC and the World of Outlaws, for instance.
Right.
USAC comes out with their live stream, and then World of Outlaws comes on with theirs. That was basically Flo, and I don't know. He said he's not completely out yet, Rich Farmer. I heard that. So,
but Brian Carter says he is.
Then, yeah, that's what I heard, and Rich said on another post that he made that they were totally 100% flow. So I don't know what's going on there.
You've obviously been in the late model world a little bit. What do you think about this Hoker situation? Did you see anything about that?
No, I got in halfway into your conversation. What is the deal? Did Hoker pull away from Bobby Pierce's unit?
It seems like that's what he said based on the comments. Yes. Well, not the comments, but what I've heard. Something Pierce did at Gateway. It seems like. Apparently, his post was based around his money all these years in loyalty not counting and all this stuff. And I have my opinions on how I've seen, sponsors who are there all year just all of a sudden get a phone call that, hey, your name's been replaced by this guy. See you next week. And I've seen it, I've seen sponsors also put $1,000 into a racetrack and think they own the motherfucker, so I've seen the negatives of both sides.
Right.
Obviously, you've been tied in there. You sponsored Devin Moran for years, so I just didn't know if you have you ever interacted with Hoker or
not really, no. But Hoker was tied into more than just Bobby Pierce.
Right.
He was into a couple other cars, and I'm sure you've seen it.
Mm-hmm. No, and he's in Ricky Thornton Jr. He's been there from day one, pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So he's been into more, and he's actually I think he's trying to back more. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. He's trying because he sponsors a lot of races out in Iowa, correct?
Yeah, some series too. Any regional things, yeah.
Yes, and I think he's maybe backing more of the guys that come race at his sponsored events.
Well, he pulled it and went to Gustin, so and said
I don't think that was a bad move, honestly.
No.
I think that team's coming, and it's just going to keep getting.
Well,
bigger.
Gustin's good too. I mean, Gustin was
Yeah.
possibly the best modified prospect before anybody, really. I mean, did a lot of damage.
Almost
Why do you
biggest.
think? Well, yeah. I mean, USMTS, he dominated so many big races. Why do you think people hate Bobby Pierce, though? I see a lot of Bobby
Back
Pierce
in the
hate.
day, well, you know what? I posted it in there. I did some comments on there before, but back in the day, Bobby Pierce wasn't a very well liked guy. Back when, remember the deal with Turbo and them when Turbo got banded from
Cedar Lake when he drove over his car and stuff.
Right, and he was going to whoop his ass out in the truck stop one night and all this, and Bobby, you know what? Bobby Pierce is a different person now than he was back 5-6 years ago.
Now that he's winning nationally, because he's always been like a regional guy. He's never been a tour guy, really.
Yeah, but he would bounce it off the wall, run over your nose, and everything else. He's keeping himself clean, and I tell you what, and he's getting a lot more respect. With RTJ, with JD, them guys have got more respect for Bobby Pierce now than they ever did. You can see it in their interviews. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. It does seem like he's probably the closest thing I would think of to a Bloomquist, and I mean that like as far as fans, like he's probably the one guy I've noticed recently that there's people who love the hell out of Bobby Pierce, but the people who don't like Bobby Pierce fucking hate his guts. Like they hate Bobby Pierce. Like, and that's like a Bloomquist deal. There's people who love Bloomquist, And if they didn't like him,
Yeah.
they fucking hated him. There wasn't no middle ground.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you can't really hate Devin Moran. You know, it's hard to do that. You know, I mean,
No.
you can't really hate Davenport. You know, even because he's so damn good. You know, there's some guys that are just so damn good.
Right.
You can't really hate him.
You know what?
The only guy who's close to Bobby in hating it would be Hudson O'Neal, and that's simply because of how everything went down with the RTJ. Although I know people who hated Hudson before that as well, but he's definitely.
You can't hate him for that, though.
Well,
but
there's people who do. There's people who do.
Because he took that ride. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Well, he did get kicked out of the Rocket 1 prior to that, too. So, I mean.
Yeah, but I don't think, my opinion, I don't think he got kicked. I think he left.
Really?
Yes, I think so.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
For things I'm not going to mention, he had a falling out with the owners, okay? Is what I think happened.
We're going to have Mark Richards on the show here soon, but continue.
And I think that's what happened. But you can't hate Huddy because he took that ride. I mean, geez, oh Pete, that'd be like saying, okay, Chaz, I'm going to hire you to be on Sports Center on ESPN, but we fired so and so. But you're going to have to take his place. Are you going to turn down? No, you ain't.
Right, but at the same time, if a quarterback's winning fucking Super Bowls and all of a sudden you just fucking fire that guy, it don't matter who's coming in there and throwing the ball next. Especially if there was no reason or rhyme. There was a lot of drama behind that because apparently, that SSI and Huddy and the family and everybody have a little clique, so it looked like a coup was developed to take Ricky out of that car to make sure Hudson got put in it. That's what it looked like.
I'm not a big SSI fan, okay?
But they have ties to the O'Neills, correct?
And I think that RTA got a royal screw in there.
Yeah.
I really do.
Well, and that car is damn good. That is a premier car.
You got 10 cars that I don't give a damn. They're going to be good cars.
Yeah, but you got about 2 or 3 that are just over the rest of.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw Hudson O'Neal got plugged in that car, and they were right up front instantly. And he left Rumley. He wasn't doing that with Rumley.
True.
I mean,
but then look at JD didn't look that good in that Rumley car either.
No, he didn't. Rumley's a little behind.
He was okay.
I think once you come off the tour like Rumley, and even though you're innovative and stuff, you got to be on the tour all the time to know what you got to innovate on and what you need to do to dominate. If you're not on the tour consistently enough, you don't even know really what you're missing to be able to innovate.
Right.
Like, I think you could put Rumley on the tour full time, and in 2 months, whatever car he's on is going to be at the front. But if you're not on there in 2 months, and you miss a week or you don't come back, you got to know what you need to do, and obviously Burrows knows what he needs to do.
Yeah. Well, I can remember the night Ty Torrid called me, says, "Hey, Dean, what do you think? Nick Hoffman." I said, "What do you mean, what do you think?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "It's a no-brainer, Ty." I said, "If you got a chance to get him with the NOS sponsorship, you better latch onto it, brother."
Yeah.
And there's days that Ty still tells me, he said, "This kid's making me look like a genius," is what he told me. I said, "Yeah, but we all know you're not."
Well, but then you also got Nick Hoffman, who builds fucking race cars and shocks. So, I mean, people think he knows what he's doing. Like, even me, I thought Ricky Thornton, because, Ricky Thornton's different than Hudson O'Neal or Bobby Pierce. or even
Right.
Brandon Shepherd. You know, these are guys with the last name. You know, they grew up in late model racing. They were put in positions because, yeah, they may be good, but they got opportunity based on who they knew and what they were around in a way. I mean, I know Shepherd came from a little regional area, but he still had, you know, a lineage that put him there. A lot of guys do, but Ricky Thornton Jr., he put a fucking IMCA modified on the back of his truck and went to fucking Iowa at 20-ish years old and dominated the whole fucking tour and area with a flatbed.
Right.
You know, so I'm thinking of Ricky Thornton Jr. as like that Dell Sr. kind of character, you know, where he had to fucking win to fucking make it. And my point here is I thought that what Ricky Thornton Jr. was doing in the national late model scene was partially what he was doing as a crew chief too, because he's always had to be his own guy. And I was explained after he switched, after he took a couple months to get up to speed, that I was told this at Super Nationals this year, at IMCA Super Nationals, if it's a modified, Ricky Thornton Jr. knows how to set that fucking modified up better than anybody. But when he got to the late model,
he's smart.
But when he got, but when he got to that, I was told that when he got to that late model era of racing, there's like, if you take all the setups in late model racing and you put them at 100%, the guy's talking to me, he's like, you got the top 20% minds of late model racing are on the national tour. And then you got the top 10% that are running in the top 5. And then you got the top 2 or 1% that are the Davenport team, the Burrows, those guys, the ones who really, really know. And Ricky wasn't there for late model racing at all.
Right.
And that's where that car was making up for him. And when he switched, he wasn't right back up there because he didn't know that 1% shit.
Well, that's the same thing with Nick Hoffman. Look, Nick, I mean, he dominated modified racing.
UMP.
Dominated that.
UMP.
Yeah.
There's a debate there. UMP's not. Then, continue.
You know, and he ran with Bloomquist, for a year, half a year or something, you know.
Yeah. Cody Sommer was involved in that. Yep.
Yeah. Cody was in on that deal. Yep. Yes. But then when he went with Ty, I'll tell you what, you know, and like Ty said, it made him look like a genius, you know, because, and the first year, you know, I remember talking on the drive home that Dirt on Dirt always had, and talking with what's his name that run it? Oh crap, I can't think of his name, but and I told him, I said, I'm telling you boys, that was the first year that Nick ran. You guys better not count out Nick Hoffman, because I tell you what, this kid's a smart cookie. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
and he is making Ty look like a genius.
Well,
the kid is sharp.
And Casey just said it. He said in the chat, you need to super chat one of these things, Casey. He said UMP is a joke, and well, modifieds are so hard to judge talent, you know, because of this split they have in the modified industry.
I wouldn't go as far to say it's a joke, you know.
Well, I think he's saying it's a joke in comparison. So USMTS, and this is why I was saying Gustin was the best prospect. USMTS is like the world of outlaws of modifieds. Like, if you're anything, that's where you go. And then, obviously, IMCA, they have the numbers, because they're mainly, I wouldn't even call IMCA modifieds. I'd call them crate modifieds, because they're dominated by the crate motors. Even though they are changing the rules up this year, coming up, to where open motors and spec motors can have an opportunity, but they're mainly a crate motor, but they're still modifieds. And then UMP is kind of this weird area. It's like they had the rules it's close to USMTS, but it's not. They have the bigger motors like USMTS, but then they're very segmented. They're not in a lot of area. They're not as prevalent as IMCA. They're smaller than IMCA. They have very small pockets of groups of racing, like Illinois, the Nick Hoffman area, the Kenny Wallace, and those guys. You know,
Right.
Kenny Wallace can win a UMP modified race, but winning an IMCA race or USMT, like if a guy's winning a UMP race, in comparison to USMTS, it's like no comparison. You know, a guy winning an IMCA race like Ricky Thornton, though, it carries more clout, in my opinion, than a UMP race, just because there's so many people racing. You know, there's so many cars. So, I mean, UMP's stout, yes, but I think that's why that guy's saying UMP is a joke, is because it's a real big money class. Like, you got to have the money, but there's not a lot of competition to go up against in comparison to USMTS, where the money's at, or in comparison to IMCA, where the drivers are. If that makes sense. What
rules did Cody go by at the Gateway?
He had an open rule. It was actually very interesting. And there was some IMCA modifieds that were competing there. I believe an IMCA car won. But yeah, there was a lot of the IMCA guys, they were, and of course you bring your junk shit to, you know, Gateway. Like I was telling some late model teams this weekend who didn't go, I was like, dude, they're like, I don't want to go in there and tear my fucking shit up. And I'm like, dude, you're racing all year. Say you go to Eldora or some track and you fucking wad a car up off of 4, put that fucking car to the side, and that's your Gateway car. You know, I mean, that's the one you take. So
there is a lot of them that did that, you know, but
I'm just saying, you were saying, you know, with these cars, how much difference are there? There's not a lot of Gateway. They had that big deal race, the 100,000 to win, I think it was, at Mississippi Thunder this year, modifieds. That was an open kind of mixed rules deal. USMTS won. USMTS is just considered the World of Outlaws. And if you was to ever see one, I know y'all don't get them over there, but USMTS is basically late models with a modified tire. And it is pretty, it's pretty remarkable. Like, I've been to races where they have, like, World of Outlaw late model or Lucas Oil, and they have USRA, which USRA is like, USMTS is a tour. USRA is the weekly racing sanction, but it's the same rules as USMTS. And I've seen fucking late models go out there and be single file for 40 laps. Yeah. And a USRA, USMTS race will come out and they'll be fucking 4 wide for 40 laps straight, man. They are fucking getting after it. USMTS is very impressive for the racing action, actually.
Well, what does what's his name, Casey, you said?
Yeah, he's retracting messages. He may be a little drunk, not wanting to say everything, I think. Okay. But
well, I'm just wondering what he thinks on the UMP late models then. Does he think they're a joke too, or?
Well, it's two different worlds in a way. I think, you know, I mean, how many super late model sanctions are there? I think that's the only one, ain't it? Outside of like a track just running super late models, the only sanction that technically has a super late model sanction would be UMP, right? I mean,
right, yeah.
And
because up in Michigan, and they run them UMP, they run the late models, but then they run the modifieds too. Like Oakshade, they run them modifieds every so often too.
Well, here's what I would say to maybe make some sense of what we're discussing here. If you were to take the best UMP late model driver, not Lucas Oil or World Outlaw, but the best UMP, maybe Rusty Slink, I don't know, but
Rusty Slink, yeah.
Okay, let's just say Rusty. Okay, fine. Yeah. This is I think what's going on here. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's probably one of the best. Yes, in UMP.
In the modified world, when we say UMP is a joke, for instance, and we're saying USMTS drivers are the best, if that's the argument, for instance. That would be like saying the best UMP late model driver isn't as good as the best Lucas Oil driver.
Right.
That's basically the truth, because USMTS is a touring series, whereas UMP is a sanction. So that is literally like Rusty Slink to Jonathan Davenport would be like the comparison of when Nick Hoffman was dominating UMP, would be like saying Nick Hoffman isn't better than Ryan Gustin, for instance, who was winning USMTS. You know, but they got their own good guys. I'm not saying, because UMPs, they got their guys and they got their tracks too. It's modifieds is very regional. It's weird in that aspect.
Right. And I think comparing a UMP modified, you know, the whole as a group, and then as UMP late models as a group, I don't think you can compare them, to be honest with you.
Right, but it is a fair comparison to try to understand why people say USMTS is the best, UMP's a joke or whatever. It's literally like saying the Lucas Oil late model drivers are better than the UMP late model drivers, because it's a tour to a sanction. You know, it's completely different. And the only problem there is that the rules. But the rules of the UMP late models are the same as Lucas Oil, I believe. It's super late models.
Right.
Whereas the rules of UMP modifieds are completely different than the rules of USMTS. So you can't take your UMP modified, for instance, and go race USMTS like you could take your UMP late model and go run World of Outlaws. I believe that the World 100 is still sanctioned by Dirt Car, which is UMP late models, ain't it?
I think so.
So,
and see, because Earl at one time, you know, he one that really basically started the UMP late models. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back 20-some years ago, 30 years ago.
I know as recently as 2 years ago when I was at World 100 and everything at Eldora that they're all Dirt Car. It's all Dirt Car sanctioned, which is USMTS, which is UMP. Which is Dirt Car, which is World Racing Group, which World Racing Group owns UMP.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dirt Car. So, I mean, it's an interesting discussion. The thing is with Nick Hoffman or any of these good UMP guys, like, if a guy gets good in IMCA and he's coming up and he's winning, he kind of eventually goes USMTS. Because in the modified world, that is considered the World of Outlaws. That is considered Lucas Oil. That is considered the best of the best. So if you're any kind of good in a modified, that's where you go. That's where the big money is too. I mean, they race for huge, huge money.
But most of the modifieds down in his neck of the woods, like down there in Georgia, Carolinas, and that. That's pretty much, you know, and even into Florida, that's pretty much all UMP, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's very few in between.
I don't
That's
really
why
know.
they got like 9 fucking late model classes down there too. You know, it's all late model country. You know, I mean, modifieds are kind of like a field filler. I know there was some races he won back when he was doing shit. There was like 8 cars. You know, it's like, what are you doing when you're beating 8 cars? You know. I think there was one weekend, actually, about 5 years ago, USMTS had a big, I think it was Deer Creek. They have a big race at Deer Creek every year. Name's slipping of what it's, I think it's called Fall Jamboree. It's like 50,000 to win or whatever. Nick Hoffman went to some modified race in North Carolina instead of going to that big 50K. And he won like 5,000, beating 9 cars instead of going to USMTS for 50,000. And everybody called him a fucking cherry picker. I mean, this is what Nick Hoffman actually has a stained name in the modified world, honestly, because he dodged so many USMTS races in the peak of his modified career. I would say he has a stained name in modified racing. Personally. Now, see, Ricky Thornton Jr., he won a USMTS race in an IMCA modified. So, I mean, that's respect. You know, you respect that, you know, but we don't really respect people. I don't think most people don't respect cherry pickers. And I think Nick Hoffman has a cherry picker in the modified world, at least. He's done things in the late model world, very impressive. But I think in the modified world, Nick Hoffman is known as a cherry picker.
But I'll tell you what, this year, it's only going to get better for Ty Torg Racing with Nick Hoffman. He's going to be there this year. He was actually this year, you know. I mean, because look at, if he didn't break at the first night down there at Charlotte, he was there.
Yeah,
you know.
he's good. He's doing running. Now. It's taken him some time. It's took him some time. I mean,
right? Yeah,
but he is in a situation that is gelling well with him, and he is performing good. And yeah, I mean, what we're talking about, modified and cherry picking, don't really matter much when you have that style of life and success going right now. I mean,
he hasn't ran a modified race. I think he ran one or two last year, if that, and that was at the beginning of the year down in Florida.
Yeah.
Because what's his name? Kenny Wallace run his car down there that one time.
I think he actually has a car for him for Florida. I think that's why Kenny went down there. Now I will say, Dean, I'm pretty confident in saying that I think it could be big money here. I think we could be talking big money. I think I could outrun Kenny Wallace in a modified. Maybe I'm being cocky. I mean, I don't know if you watched my video here recently I put out where I hot lapped the car for the first time. I think I could take. You give me a couple weeks in the car, it's good and set up right. I could drive around, no kitty. I'll even flick them off as I go by. I'll do it Jan Opperman style. Fuck them. I'll have a GoPro on me when I drive by and I'll wave at them with one finger.
So whatever happened to the I can't remember where we ended up with you in the dunk tank at Knoxville.
Oh, God. I did get sponsored by Corgliano's, or I got a pizza the other day. I don't know. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
It was hot.
Remember, I was on there when we were talking pizza.
Oh, it was fucking
me
hot.
And that guy.
That fucking nitro pizza was hot, man.
Yeah.
But
was it?
Oh, God. It wasn't. I thought it was going to be a hot sauce. It wasn't just a hot sauce. They had fucking like jalapenos on there, fucking ghost peppers on there. I mean, it was fucking stout, man. But apparently that's where they do the dunk tank is at Corgliano's. So this could potentially be happening.
How was that? Where's that at as far as to the track?
Literally, like you walk out of the grandstands. Have you been to Knoxville?
Yeah.
So you've been to the Dingus?
Oh, hell yeah.
So you know where the bar is at the Dingus outside?
Yeah.
If you literally look to your right, you are 5 to 10 yards from Corgliano's. It's the literal building. Basically connected to the Dingus. It's right there.
I know what you're talking about now, yes.
Yeah. But it is good pizza. I've had it there once. I have not had that nitro pizza. The next day when I took a shit, man, it was bad, man. I was on the...
Oh,
it was
too much info.
Yeah, well, you're the one that's done it. You and you pizza people, I'm telling you.
I hate hot food. I don't like it.
Well, you would definitely not like Corgliano's nitro.
I want to taste the food. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah.
Oh, you sold your pizza shop, so you ain't got no damn food anymore. But
that's right, buddy. I seen the light. It's either that or go to jail, Chaz.
Oh, my God. What do you mean? You had tax issues or something? What are you trying to say?
No, I'd have swatted one of them kids.
Oh, okay.
They just, yeah.
They don't know how to work?
No tax. No, they're just lazy, you know.
That's what happened?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Lazy fucks.
I just got tired of it, you know.
I agree.
They didn't want to work. You know, they come in, you know, the first thing they do is they punch in, and they run to the shit house and sit in there. I don't know if they're on their phone or what.
Yeah, they're on their
doing.
phone. It's a trick.
And then, I turned the cameras on, in the back room, the washroom where we wash dishes and stuff. There's 4 or 5 of them just standing around there on their phones,
Yeah.
I seen that. I took a screenshot of that and sent it to my wife. I said, I'm done. I've had enough.
Wow.
So.
Okay. Well, we're just over 2 hours. I'm sure I've talked your head off, but if you have anybody who calls you and be like, hey, what do you think of this driver? You'll be like, hey, there's this guy. He talks a lot on YouTube, but I think he could do it. I think that's what you should say next time.
Well, we got Aaron Fry on Hammer Down Racing tomorrow night.
Oh, shit. Is that a Spotify only or?
No. No, it's Facebook Live, YouTube, yes.
Hammer Down Live, you're saying?
Hammer Down Racing Report. Yep.
Okay.
And he's going to be on there, and then they Fremont ended up getting that guy's name's Corey McCoy. They hired him as the race director after Aaron turned it down, and then Dwayne Hancock of the AFCS series. And I don't know what's going to happen with that deal yet. We haven't heard nothing on that.
Okay. We'll see.
So I don't know what's going to.
Well, we'll see what Aaron. I'm curious to see what Aaron Fry says tomorrow. I may have to tune into this. This will be interesting.
I will shoot you a link to it. Okay.
Right.
I'll send it to you.
Casey just retracted some messages again. He might be hitting the old reefer, I think, over there. That's what I'm thinking. I never said I could out. He said something about Chaz is delusional, thinking he can outrun national talent. I'm not thinking I could outrun national talent. I said I could outrun Kenny Wallace. That ain't national talent. I mean, Kyle Larson did tell David Gravel that I'm a good race car driver. He said this.
Really?
Kyle Larson, I don't know all you people out there. I don't know about, I'm sure Kenny Wallace ain't even been told this by Kyle. Kyle Larson said that the Chaz is a good race car driver. Okay? That's pretty high up there, Dean. That's pretty high. I mean, to have Kyle, who people consider better than the greatest driver in the world, is literally stamping his name on the mine and saying I'm a good race car driver. That's a big accomplishment. Right. In my opinion, you can't get too many sign-offs than that. I mean,
we had Kenny Wallace on our show the one time.
Well, I'm sure, but he's out of your pay grade now. He's on the Dirty Mo Media or whatever. Dell Jr. gave him some money. Him and old Schrader.
Oh yeah, I see that. But. All right, buddy. Oh, one other thing. I still ain't forgot about.
Oh, shit.
I still ain't forgot about the old time. What was that, 7 years ago when the bear was trying to get you in Yellowstone Park?
I have faced the bear face to face. It did happen. It did happen, man. Dude, there's so many people who remember this.
With you.
There's so many people who remember this. So what Dean's talking about is where was I at? I think I was driving from Maine to California.
Yeah, he was going to Washington, remember?
Oh, yes, I was going to Washington. Oregon Speedway.
What's his name was? Yep.
Yeah.
That was it. Yep.
And I went to Yellowstone for the scenic views on my way. And then when I left Yellowstone, I hit something in the road. Yellowstone National Park, not the fucking TV show. I hit something in the road. And I was stranded. Yeah, I was stranded. I tried to change it, and the fucking key lock broke. So I was stuck sleeping in the car overnight. Yeah. Luckily, somebody who was watching my videos said that there was a tire shop down the street. Just go to sleep in the car and wake up. So I go to sleep in this car on the side of the road, like 20 miles outside of Yellowstone National Park in Montana or wherever. And I woke up to a cop knocking on the window. And he had said, you need to stay in your car. And I'm like, why? He said, we've noticed a grizzly bear circling your vehicle. And I go, what the fuck are you talking about? So then he leaves. I get all freaked out. I pulled out fucking detergent and poured it around the car trying to kill my scent or something. And then I go live and I'm like, guys, there's a fucking bear apparently trying to eat my fucking ass on the side of the road in Montana.
Well, you called me then on the phone. You called me, and it must have been about like here. It was like 1:30 in the morning, I think, or something.
Yeah.
I'm going, what the fuck's Chaz calling me? And I answered. He goes, and you said, there's a bear, and I'm laughing. And you said, it ain't funny, man.
It ain't. It's funny now, right? That happened in 2019. That it was funny.
You kept saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny now, but it wasn't funny when I was sitting there on the side of the fucking road with a 1,200-pound grizzly bear circling my vehicle. That wasn't funny.
No.
Fucks. But you were laughing. You were laughing. I was scared to death. You thought it was fucking funny. I mean.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I get stranded in the ocean and I call you and say, hey, man, there's a great white shark circling me, you'll start laughing, huh? You fucking asshole.
Oh, Chaz.
You just enjoy it. Why don't you sponsor the show? We should have a Dean Henry name on the top left. I mean, what the hell? I survived bears.
Yep, there you go, buddy.
If I get a race car, we're putting your name on it.
All right.
Coming for Kenny.
Right, well, I'm going to let you go, bud.
Coming for Kenny. That's what we need to put on the race car next year. Coming for Kenny on the side.
There you go.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Dean.
Buddy. All right, buddy. You have a good one.
You as well. And that was Dean Henry, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Let's see what these fucking assholes in the chat are saying. No super chats. Of course, you don't love me. How can you trust the guy who can't change the tire? I went to change the tire. The lug nuts, they have a key. You know, I have nice or lightweight rims on my car. You put and that's for gas mileage purposes. The lighter the rims, the better the mileage. This is why it was cheaper. You put the key lock on, or the lug lock, or however you want to say it, onto the lug nut, right? And then you break the lugs with the key. It's like a piece about that long, about the same size as me, about this long. Right there. It's longer than that, but you get it. It's about that long. So I put it on there to break the flat tire, and when I go to break it, the fucking key, the metal key that goes on there, snaps. That's what happened. So if the key lock is broke, I can't get the lugs off the fucking tire or rim, however you want to say it, to take the tire off. So I was fucked. Okay? Because the fucking lock broke. The key lock, the lug lock, the rim locks, the whatever you want to call it, that piece snapped. Probably because it was like fucking 30 degrees in the middle of Montana, but it snapped. And then I had to sleep in the car and wait till the next day. And y'all just think it's funny that I almost got ate by a fucking grizzly bear. Fucking assholes. Casey, that's a very valid point with saying people that wrote up front. You're okay. Chaz, it's a demographic. That's why there's no super chats. Spike says this all the time. I'm in the wrong industry. A bear does bear things. Wow, okay. Bad move with the detergent. They have like 300 times the human scent. Pouring anything outside the car would have made it worse. I did think about this after it happened. But I'm here today, so it went okay, I guess. Also add about 4 or 5 extra pounds of R in each tire to create the list rolling resistance to each to get better mileage. I think you're talking about the rim size and the weight. Yeah, that's why I went with the cheaper light rims. Larson can't change a tire, but he can drive well. Okay, you're talking about Kyle. That's true. Less not list. Damn this stupid autocorrect tonight. Well, the autocorrect would look way better if it lit up with a like my deal says here. Hold on. Look at my little nice overlays here that I spent, all day making. Super chats. If your auto-corrected message was highlighted and it supports the show, I would love it way more, you fucking asshole. You got to be prepared for emergencies if you are driving around Montana and Idaho. Bear spray, serious firepower is your only hope. Or belief in God. God's what got me through the night. That's what I believe. I survived. I'm here. If a bear, here's what I told the officer. I said, you want me to stay in the car if that bear comes? He said, yeah, it's the safest thing. I said, if I wake up and there's a bear circling this fucking car, we're about to see how far this car can drive with a flat tire. That's what I fucking told him. I ain't fucking sitting around there being quiet in the car. No. I'm going to take off with a flat tire. Yeah, we're going to be fucking throwing sparks down the highway. But we're not fucking sitting around waiting for a bear to decide if he wants to break in the fucking window or not. Fuck you. I'm driving. Just like Kyle. Tire changer simulator, Chaz and Kyle Boogaloo. Oh, God. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I guess it's that time, ladies and gentlemen. We should get out of here. I do want to thank everyone who did tune in. Hopefully you enjoyed the new graphics. Listen to the Chaz. Search the Chaz on all music platforms. Thanks for tuning in. Tune to the tunes. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed the topics, new overlays, new shows. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, hopefully. Plus some, if something happens, we'll jump on here live. We're not afraid. But that is the schedule to the show. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next time. Be sure to like and subscribe. Memberships, if you want to. We'll catch you next time.
Ready to rip, ready to reach. Place my bets, hey, you never know when playing on hopes what you could achieve. Making the goal, peace with the soul, don't matter the bottom with what you believe. Cause if I'm taking it all in the calling, it's harder with nothing that's harder than free. Not giving up, no, don't trip, gotta go. Take a slip, make a pass on the low. Put it down the gas for a show. Slide a pass on the grass for the opo. Got first, never last for the oh no. To the pass, to the glass, to the polo. Cause I'm gonna pass all you cowards with ease. And when them speeding demons come, we don't feast with the beast and the evil.